Hi guys, welcome to Hope with Jonathan podcast. And on this podcast, we will share the patient's personal story with battling kidney disease, dialysis, transplant, and more. Guys, we'll also share stories of hope and encouragement for those that are in need of a living kidney donor. We will also advocate for them, a living donor, to step forward to give them the miracle gift of life of transplant. Guys, based upon my personal near-death experience with kidney disease, I started this streaming show called Hope with Jonathan, and also this podcast, Hope with Jonathan Podcast. Guys, if you want to hear more stories like this, please stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to Hope with Jonathan podcast. Thanks for all the support for the podcast, also for Hope with Jonathan. Definitely appreciate it. If you're interested in helping out and supporting what we're doing with Hope with Jonathan and the Hope with Jonathan podcast, you can definitely do so by clicking on the listener support. Also, you can find us on social media at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're also on YouTube, and you can find us also on TikTok. All you have to do is type in Hope with Jonathan, and you can find Hope with Jonathan podcast. You can find us on almost all platforms, mainly on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We're on some others, but feel free to find us on any platform that you can. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in and listening to Hope with Jonathan. Appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Definitely want to thank Kyle Hockridge from Kidney Warrior Merch, all the way from Toronto, Canada. I want to really send a shout out to him for coming on Hope with Jonathan podcast. Kyle has become a friend of mine, and I really am happy and excited about what me and Kidney Warrior Merch and Hope with Jonathan, the Hope with Jonathan podcast have collaborated together, and I'm definitely excited about what we have going on. Many different warriors have reached out, different types of organizations, things like this that are getting in contact with us and wanting to see exactly what we're doing, what we're all about. So guys, if you would, please go over to kidneywarriormerch.com. He does have some clothing, coffee mugs, stickers. I mean, there's all types of items that you can go onto the shop and find. They have everything from phone cases, bags, sweaters, pillows, yoga pants, all type of gear for you kidney warriors out there that are interested. Again, that's at kidneywarriormerch.com. He's also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Soon to have a YouTube channel, kidneywarriormerch.com. Guys, listen, he also has a Warriors Wall, okay, that he's putting a spotlight on patient stories, okay? So you can go there and submit your story with Kidney Warrior Merch, and every month Kidney Warrior Merch is going to select a Warrior of the Month. that Warrior of the Month gets to have an interview with Hope with Jonathan to share your story on a larger platform such as Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, a ton of just all types of social media platforms. So if you're interested at all, whether you're a kidney disease patient, you're just battling kidney disease right now, you're not quite on dialysis, that's fine. You go ahead and submit your story if you're on dialysis currently, whether it be hemo or peritoneal. Please reach out, submit your story. We'd love to hear from you guys. Also, if you're a kidney transplant patient, we'd love to hear from you. We would love to hear from any kidney warrior out there that would love to share their story. Come on and share your story, get a chance to be the Warrior of the Month. If you're selected, like I said, you come on Hope with Jonathan and the Hope with Jonathan podcast. Guys, he also has a Warriors Memorial on the Kidney Warrior page that we're, paying respect to the warriors that we have lost. It's a memorial page for those that have went ahead and went and passed away. God bless them. And I think it's great that Kidney Warrior Merch has done this. I believe it's very fitting, and it's an awesome way to pay respects. So you can also contact them here on this website, and you also as a supporters and sponsors, as you'll see, I'm on there as well. Hope with Jonathan podcast, and then also Impact American Media is on there. Will's Porter. So. Guys, again, Kidney Warrior Merch, I hope you guys will listen to this podcast, listen to the reasons why that Kyle is involved in this, why he's doing it, the reasonings behind it, he's doing what he's doing. You will come to find out are authentic and genuine. Again, guys, I'm not going to continue. I'm going to let you go into this interview. But please consider to go over to kidneywarriormerch.com and check out his website today. It would be much appreciated. Again, social media links are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can also find them over on TikTok as well at Kidney Warrior Merch. Again, guys, I really appreciate all the feedback, love, and support for Hope with Jonathan podcast. I hope you guys have been enjoying these podcasts. Contact us and let us know if you're interested in wanting to be interviewed. You can, or if you want to share your story, again, you can share your story with Kidney Warrior Merch, and you can also contact me directly at Hope with Jonathan. Hope with Jonathan is pretty much on every social media platform. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. I'm pretty much there. On a lot of different platforms. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. Believe it or not, I am a pretty easygoing guy, and you can reach out to me and I will respond to you as quickly as possible. Hey guys, I definitely want to appreciate everyone that has reached out and contacted me and Kyle. And because of this, your stories are being shared, and because of that, you are making an impact and giving hope and insight to other warriors out there. And then also your stories getting out there that if you're looking for a donor, then you're getting your story shared. And, it's getting shared on a larger platform such as YouTube, Facebook. And it's an amazing way to advocate. It's sharing your story. If you're quiet and you don't share your story and you're not telling anybody, then more than likely your story is not getting very far. But if you're getting out there and you want to be a social person, you want to get your story out there, this is a great way of doing it. So again, guys, I'm going to let you get into this interview. Please go check out kidneywarriormerch.com. Thank you very much. You guys stay blessed. Take care of your kidneys. What's going on, Kyle Hawkridge?
Not much, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm doing well.
Very good.
I definitely appreciate you doing the interview with me with Hope with Jonathan podcast.
Well, thanks for having me again.
Not a problem, my friend. Not a problem, my friend. Hey, your weather was down here earlier this week, causing a bunch of havoc in Texas.
I think it did some drinking and got all turned around. Got a little drunk. Glad
Yeah,
to hear, glad to hear it's clearing up for you, though.
yeah, we're definitely on the upside of it now, for sure.
We're still on
So,
the downside. It's making its way back.
well, you guys are prepared for it up there in Toronto, Canada. So,
Yeah,
down here in Texas, we are not prepared for it uh, in no shape or form. So,
yeah. I could see that, and that's unfortunate.
yeah.
Right.
Well, the good thing is it was 70 degrees today here, so it was almost like it didn't happen. All the snow in our parts around here pretty much melted. So
Okay, well, send some of that up this way now.
I wish I could, my friend. I could. Well, hey, listen, guys, this is a special opportunity for you to find out a little bit more about Kyle and Kidney Warrior merch. I wanted to bring him on and interview him on the Hope with Jonathan podcast and kind of discuss with him about his reasonings for wanting to start a Kidney Warrior merch and a little bit about his backstory. So, Kyle, why don't you give us a little bit of your backstory of why you started Kidney Warrior merch?
Yeah, sure, no problem. So, Kidney Warrior merch started in about June of 2020. And it started with my wife, who is a kidney warrior herself, suffering from polycystic kidney disease. Um, she was on a Facebook group and she saw someone with a kidney warrior t-shirt. Um, I had been doing some internet marketing for other projects, and I stated to her, I said, well, instead of buying them, it looks like it could be needed. Why don't we make some? So, and that's when it started. And we started and made a few designs and posted them up online, created our website. And then I ended up pulling it down. I didn't feel right about it. Something on my insides didn't feel right. So I pulled it down and rethought it over. And I thought about we we shouldn't just be selling stuff. We should be doing a little bit more. Um, so I brought it back up with a great thing called the Warriors Wall, and we gave people a opportunity to tell their story, where they write in or send a video, send some pictures, but give them a chance to tell their story in order to help other warriors out there that could have the same disease as them, or just the same feelings, or feeling down, want to boost themselves up. So we created that community, and it's quickly growing. It started with just a couple, and it's growing weekly. We also then, I reached out to you, Jonathan, and we had a conversation about taking the Warriors Wall even further with a Warrior of the Month. And that Warrior of the Month would get an opportunity to interview with you.
Yep.
And we had our first warrior in December. Her name was Judy, and even just for Judy, things have, from submitting her story to doing the interview, she has her world is expanding in the world of the kidney community. She's been connected with the Kidney Foundation in Hawaii, and she's got some big projects coming up that kind of maybe never would have happened if she didn't get that story into me. And all the connections were made and people saw her, and now she's out there helping others. So
That's awesome.
So this is something, that was the biggest payment that we ever could have received. We helped one person. I mean, as a team between the two of us, from her coming to me to doing the interview with you
Yeah.
to someone seeing it and helping her out.
Yeah.
So so we have the Warriors Wall, which is our main focus, and that is to help people just get their story out there. It's another location. People are using Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We just have another place for you to come and submit your story. And, a little bit of a bonus that we have the connections with Jonathan that we can get you an interview to expand your story even further.
That's right. That's right.
So just anything that we can do in order to help people get their story all over the place, that's our focus. We have a bunch of merchandise. I mean, the name's Kidney Warrior Merch for a reason. We do have some merchandise out there, and everything from, my wife's favorite, the Kidney Warrior Princess shirt. It comes in a mug. It comes on a bag. It comes on a pair of leggings. You name it, we pretty much have something for it. Decals for the car. And our focus with that is starting conversations. We believe anyone advocating for themselves, even in telling your own story, you need to start the conversation somewhere. And even my wife's shirt, it started conversations. People didn't know she had kidney disease. As you know, Jonathan, many people think that when you have kidney disease, you're not really sick on the outside.
Right.
So letting people know on the outside that you have an issue is a conversation starter. And it could be that one conversation that leads to a donation of a kidney for you.
Yeah.
So, and there's much, much more going on with Kidney Warrior merch at this time. We recently, in the last week, I saw some posts and I got some messages of people who had lost their battle with kidney disease. So last week we started a memorial wall.
Right.
To honor those who have fought and lost their battle, but to help keep their memory alive. Which we also take submissions if you had a loved one out there that lost a battle with kidney disease.
Yeah.
And we will definitely, it would be an honor to put them up on the memorial wall.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Well, I definitely appreciate you answering my question. That was awesome. Everything that you said on there was very true. Um, I think it's very interesting too how we kind of came about and how we met. Um, Kyle had reached out to me by email, or I believe it was through Instagram actually, maybe through message.
No, it was I think it was an email.
Okay, maybe it was an email. And what time of the year was it? Was it in 2020?
Yeah, it was. We'll just call it, for argument's sake, mid-November. It was mid to late November.
Yeah, yeah.
Of 2020.
And you reached out, and when you reached out to me, you were kind of like trying to tell me that you seen what I was doing, and you liked what I was doing, and and I think it took a lot of guts and a lot of a lot of strength to reach out to me. And because sometimes you think, man, maybe I reach out to this guy, I don't really know him, and you're always a little nervous about doing that. But guys, I want to tell you, it's been an amazing connection. I'm so glad that Kyle reached out to me because I've teamed up with a great guy here. He's got a great company that he's trying to get going, Kidney Warrior merch. I'm actually on his website right now looking at everything that he was talking about. He's got an amazing website at kidneywarriormerch.com. And it's really informative too. The Wall of Warriors has some great stories on there of some warriors that are in need. Also some warriors that have been transplanted, such as me. I'm on there. My story's on there. It's amazing deal with the Kidney Warrior merch that you can not only find merchandise, but you can also find out about information about warriors in need. Also, the Warriors Memorial. That's a really cool idea too. I think it's a great way to pay tribute to the warriors that we've lost. But Kyle, do you think because of the experience right now that Shannon is currently going through, that probably motivated? That was really the motivation behind Kidney Warrior merch, because you see what she goes through on the daily struggle of having to battle polycystic kidney disease and do dialysis and all of that, and that you wanted to help and do more.
Yeah, it definitely has a big deal to do with mainly the reason why I pulled it down in early June and restarted it. I think I just restarted it a week or two before I reached out to you because I was doing some research on someone I'd like to connect with. But yeah, watching her struggle, she had been on dialysis at that point for over a year. And so she has polycystic kidney disease, which is a hereditary disease. So I watched her mom go through it. I watched her aunts and her uncles, and currently her cousin is also going through it. So it was something that I never knew anything about. Didn't even know the disease existed, but have learned very quickly. And watching some of them go through it so silently, without a support, and seeing other warriors out there, not just with polycystic kidneys, but other diseases that are suffering in silence, it made me want to open up. And even though I'm not a kidney warrior myself, but being right in the heart of it with my wife as a support for her, just being a support for other people that need it, or just looking somewhere to get some support. So it was very important to pull it down and refocus the opportunity in a different manner, in a positive way.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Because when you see like a loved one going through, battling kidney disease and doing dialysis and all that, you live with Shannon, you're her husband, and of course your children are seeing what's going on. So you're a warrior as well, whether you want to realize it or not. And you may not be physically going through it, but you emotionally you know what's going on, and
Yeah.
that makes you part of it. And kidney disease affects everyone in the household, and it's definitely a tough battle. And I think it's awesome that Kidney Warrior merch is a source of resource for warriors out there that are in need, and you're supporting them by putting their story up on the wall. And also, he's collaborated with me with my Hope with Jonathan live show, and also Hope with Jonathan podcast. We've done countless interviews of different warriors. As a matter of fact, Kyle and Shannon came on and did a live stream interview, and then I just recently, not too long ago, done a podcast with Shannon as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but guys, the collaboration between me and Kidney Warrior merch is that if you submit your story with Kidney Warrior merch, and Kyle, if you get selected as the Warrior of the Month, you get an opportunity to get an interview with Hope with Jonathan. And that's how he was talking about Judy earlier. And you can find information about Judy at Judy's Journey Hawaii. And she's everywhere. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. She's on TikTok. She does a lot with TikTok. So look her up, Judy's Journey Hawaii.
Yep.
And she's really cool. She's doing a special diet. I believe it's a vegan diet that she's doing. And she's currently battling a condition with her kidneys. And she's an amazing person. And she ended up being selected as the Warrior of the Month. And she came on. and we did the interview with her. I believe that's the only interview that we've done so far. But like I said, like Kyle had mentioned, she's already been recognized in different areas that, she's now going to be working with, I guess, some different organizations and things like that. So,
Yeah, she's going to be working with her disease is IgA, if I
yeah,
recall correctly,
yeah, that's
which
it.
is a very more rare kidney disease.
Yeah,
And she's going to be working as the advocate in Hawaii
yeah,
for her area, and she's also and we've built a great friendship with her. I mean, I still talk to her. I know you still talk to her.
yep,
Not daily, but at least weekly, and we check in with
yep,
each other. And
yep.
she's got some great projects coming up. So
Oh yeah,
very exciting for her, and
for sure.
and this collaboration is also is special in another way. So as you know, I'm in Canada, and Jonathan being in the US, he's flipped me some Canadians and I flipped him some Americans to help out.
Yep, that's
um,
true. That's true. One warrior in particular, Chris Ruth from Ontario, Canada,
correct.
and we interviewed him as well. Um, and I think that was a little bit of a connection also with Jeff Brown as well.
Yeah.
And then we brought in Mark Rose. We got Bobby Bookholtz.
Yeah.
I've interviewed almost everybody on this panel. Bernadette Foistek, of course, I mentioned Judy Aiken. I think that Shane Blanchard's on here as well. So there's a lot of warriors, guys. What we're trying to get at here is that we'd really like for some of the warriors, if you come across this podcast and you're a kidney warrior, whether you are battling kidney disease, or you're currently on dialysis, or in need of a transplant, or maybe you've already had a kidney transplant. You've been blessed with the miracle gift of life of transplant, and you're living your best life with kidney disease, which is basically the best form of treatment for it is transplant. We want you to come and share your story with Kidney Warrior merch. And in doing so, what you're going to do is not only you're going to be helping support other warriors by sharing your story, because your story is going to bring other warriors inspiration and hope. And by doing so, if you get selected as a Warrior Month, you're going to end up getting a gift from Kidney Warrior merch. You're also going to get an opportunity to interview with Hope with Jonathan and share your story on a larger platform.
Yeah. And that's what the Warriors Wall is about. It's about creating a community. There's communities all over on Facebook and everything. But when I open an email and I see that we helped one person, or just get that message, or there's been a couple of people that I've just so grateful to have a spot to put their story, and it really warms their heart. And sometimes it's a little difficult to get on Facebook and Instagram. And for some, the Warriors Wall is it's like the first stepping stone. If I can put my story out there, I'm going to build the confidence to keep going and get my story out somewhere else. So we've had that also, where a warrior is given the story, and that was the first place. And then it opened them up the confidence of being able to share their story.
Yep.
So it gets them out there.
Yep.
So it's really about a community. Someone has connected with my wife going over to read a story and messaged her. They were another Canadian, and she's making friends all over the place too.
Right.
That's building a support for her, because sometimes I'm her biggest supporter, but the support she needs can't come from me. So
yeah. And Shannon's got her own page as well. Shannon McDonald Needs a Kidney on Facebook. So if anybody out there is interested about seeing more information, you can go there and find the information there as well.
We're also building a supporters page, supporters and sponsors page, that if you want a direct link to Jonathan or Will's Porter, I have his information up there.
Sure.
And there's other ones being built in, just to it's to an educational place. And even in the forms of education, we have projects coming out, as you know. Another way to help warriors that'll be building shortly. I don't know if you want to discuss that part.
Yeah. No, you go ahead.
Yeah, so I've collaborated with Jonathan again, and we, in discussion, realized some people, when you get diagnosed with kidney disease and it just hits you blindside, and you're not on Facebook or you're not really active because you've only ever had your friends and family. We're putting together some lessons for beginners on how to advocate for yourself. We're working on Facebook now and going to expand into Twitter and Instagram, all the platforms that we use to advocate for Shannon and all the ones Jonathan advocates for. And I mean, I don't know when you're going to be hearing this, but some of them may be out on Jonathan's channel and other ones are in the works at this time.
Yeah. No, and don't be concerned also of the fact that Kyle's in Canada if you're in the U.S., because your story will be shared, and many people will come across it in the U.S. as well, because this website is accessible anywhere. You can find it on your phone, or you can get direct link from Facebook. I believe he's got the link attached probably on all of his social media platforms.
Correct.
Yeah. And also, guys, all of the interviews that are on here under Warriors Wall, there's a link there for the YouTube channel, the Hope with Jonathan YouTube channel, that you can go back and watch any of these Warriors interviews that they have done with me. Kyle actually guest host on a couple of these. I'm not really sure which ones because we've done so many now, but I know he's on Judy's interview as a guest host.
Judy's and Chris's.
Okay, Judy's and Chris's. That's right.
Yeah.
And which Kyle comes on and he's a great co-host, and I have him on occasionally as a co-host, and he does an amazing job. My story is on here as well, which is amazing. I have a pretty in-depth kidney story. If you don't know anything about my story, I won't go into detail, but you can find my personal story on here as well and find out why I started Hope with Jonathan. It's all explained in there, as far as my personal story. But Kyle, it's an amazing thing that you're doing. I think it's very inspiring, and I just think it's going to continue to grow. Me and Kyle are also kind of collaborating with some other contacts. I won't go into all the details, but we're getting contacted a lot by just different people and organizations, and they see what we're doing. They see what's going on, and they want to be a part, or they want to figure out how to collaborate with us. So look for Hope with Jonathan and Kidney Warrior merch to continue to grow together. And also I wanted to talk about his supporters and sponsors. Will's Porter with these Impact American Media. He's got a really cool thing going on as well that he has under his supporters and sponsors, and he's actually featuring. So you guys can look into that too. That's just a little small plug there for Will's Porter, Impact American Media. My podcast is actually featured on his website as well. So, and then again, they're underneath here as well as my personal pages and things like that you guys can find out more information on. So, guys, again, go visit Kidney Warrior merch. Kyle, I want to thank you for coming on. I do have one other question for you. So, this is just an observation. I noticed when you Google kidney shirts or kidney gear, there's a whole slew of them that come up, and then you get on like Instagram and you see these different companies and Twitter, Facebook, advertising, hey, we sell kidney stuff. But, sometimes you think, well, these people here are just, some of them look like they're just trying to make a quick dollar. But what separates you? What do you think separates you from all those other groups?
I was one of them. And I think you are correct. They're just trying to make a dollar. I probably understand why some of them are kidney warriors themselves, and maybe financially it's a support and it's a skill they have. So it's not wrong to maybe support them, but I don't know where they're going in helping others. I think it's just a product. I really try my merchandise. I make a secondary thing. Even if you went over to my Instagram, Facebook, even my TikTok page, you're going to see that I try and promote the Warriors Wall is really what I try and promote. I do promote the merchandise, but not as strongly as the Warriors Wall. My main focus has switched from the merchandise to supporting all the warriors out there that are looking for support. And I think that's the biggest difference between some of the items that you'll see and my items. The physical item itself may be similar, but my focus is different. My focus is supporting warriors, not just trying to make a dollar off them.
Sure. No, and I recognize that as well, and that's one of the reasons why I collaborated with Kyle. So when you first reached out to me, I was a little apprehensive at first. I didn't know anything about Kyle. I'll be honest with you. This is more than just a connection between me and him. We've actually became friends, and I don't look at Kyle as he's not a coworker, or we're not in business together or anything like that. We've actually just collaborated together, and I really feel like there's a divine connection that, there's a reason why me and Kyle are matched up right now and together. And, and God's beginning to use us together as a platform to help these other warriors and to share, other warrior stories. And I'm really happy. I'm really excited what I'm seeing happening with Kidney Warrior merch and Hope with Jonathan. Together, we just continuing to grow and see growth. And I like the fact when Kyle talks about his website, I've never, in a personal conversation, I'm telling you guys, I've never heard Kyle bring up, I need to move more merchandise, or I need to push this or push that. It's always about, I've done more with the Warriors Wall, or I started another page. I'm doing now the Warriors Memorial. It's all about helping somebody. So, and it's a bonus. It's just a bonus for you guys. This is a quick plug for him. A bonus if you would think about going over and looking and see if there's some sort of item that you would want, or maybe think that someone in your family, or maybe a brother or sister, or maybe you yourself would appreciate, such as, a t-shirt or a coffee mug, or anything, any item at all. It would just be another bonus to, kind of support, Kidney Warrior merch. What all are the items that are featured on there other than t-shirts and coffee mugs?
T-shirts, coffee mugs. There's leggings. There's pillows for your couch. There's stickers for your car, decals. I don't have any hats at this time. It's something I'd like, but tote bags are another item that's on there. Phone cases are on there, so you can put the logo on your phone case. There's the company that I've teamed up with to make the stuff is coming out with new items all the time, and giving me an opportunity to put my designs on those items. So it's ever changing. I mean, even if you don't want something today, go back. We may have a new item that you're looking for.
Yeah.
But
and you're coming up with all kind of different items all the time. Am I correct?
Yeah, your message board says, "Hey, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this design? What do you think of that design?
Yeah.
Where should we go? Where should I go with this?" Um, but no, just connecting with you. I mean, I had a sea of opportunity, and I don't know, something inside me drew me to you to send that email. And I'm going back about what you were saying. Yeah, my nerves were up. What's this guy going to say to me? And I don't think it took you too long to respond. Within a half hour, I had a response. And I remember hooking up and getting on that first Zoom call with you. But
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
now
remember it too.
and now I think our wives, we talk so much that our wives are getting a little jealous of us.
Yeah, they're getting a little skeptical, thinking that something's going on.
Yeah,
But no. In all honesty, I think they recognize that, they know we're both passionate about what we're doing. So,
yeah, and
um,
it's
so
been an amazing connection, and the conversations that we I think we spent the first 2 weeks saying, "Do you have this in the U.S. and do you have this in Canada?" and learning about
yeah,
each other's countries too.
that's right. That's right. Because I've been in America all my life and never have even, considered even thinking about Canada for the most part, I guess because of the fact of where I'm located geographically. I mean, I grew up in Kentucky, but which is not too far from Canada, but now I'm in, Texas, and I'm, just a couple hours from the border. So, I never really thought about Canada, and now I think, because I got hooked up with Kyle and Kenny Warrior Mertz, I think, maybe one day, when the COVID decides to settle down and everything, and maybe we can get up there and maybe go visit Kyle and Shannon and family up there. So we'll see what happens.
You're more than welcome up here. And I've been in the U.S. numerous times and all throughout, but Texas was never a spot that I've gotten to yet. So
Yeah.
another place I'd like to probably visit. But been to Vegas and Florida and Miami and New York City, and but not Texas. So it's on the
Well,
list now.
much like I wouldn't probably want to come in the heat of your winter, or
Yeah.
the main part of your winter, but you wouldn't want to come here during like July or August because it's way too hot. So I would tell you to come like between April and May, maybe early June, and then we could bring you and take you to San Antonio, maybe take you to the Riverwalk, the Alamo, and all of that stuff. And then we'd have to go get you some Texas barbecue. That would be a must. So.
Yeah, break the diets. And you don't want to come here in any month. I've already told you, any month that has an R in it, just stay away.
Yep, that's probably true. So, well, Kyle, man, I really appreciate you coming on and doing this podcast with me, and it's been very informative, inspirational. I think what you're doing with Kidney Warrior Merch is great, and guys. Again, go check out Kidney Warrior Merch. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also TikTok. Um, I'm looking forward to just continuing working with Kidney Warrior Merch, collaborating on different projects and ideas. And I definitely appreciate Kyle coming on and doing this podcast. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this podcast. Kyle, you want to send a shout out to anybody or say anything before we end?
Yeah, I just quickly, I want to let everyone out there know, every time you comment on my posters or even my designs, and a lot of the comments are very heartfelt and very warming, and I very much appreciate them. Um, you can direct message me. I get direct messages from warriors all the time wanting to get their story. So direct messages there. I do my best to answer as quickly as possible, but all your support and all your heartfelt messages, they truly mean a lot and make everything worthwhile doing. I do this from the bottom of my heart to help people, and you guys make it worth it. So thank you.
That's amazing, Kyle. I really appreciate it. Again, guys, Kidney Warrior Merch, kidneywarriormerch.com. I've listed, talked about where you can find them everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They're everywhere. And go check out their merchandise as well. You can check out the Warriors Wall. There's so many different things on the website. And also, guys, share this with your friends as well. And if you haven't had the opportunity, go over and like his page. He's got, like I said, he's got a Facebook page. You can follow him on Instagram and find him also on Twitter and TikTok. And, and if you listen to it and you found it about it on this podcast, you can kind of comment and mention in there, say, hey, I heard the podcast, and that way we kind of know where we found you at. But again, also, I want you to think about, if you're a kidney warrior out there, to go ahead and share your story. And that's the most inspiring thing that we can help you out with right now is the fact that if you'll share your story with Kidney Warrior merch, he's going to put you on the Warriors Wall. And then also, if you get selected as the Warrior of the Month, you get a chance to interview with me, with Hope with Jonathan. And I tell you what, I haven't really talked with Kyle about this, but going forward, I think what we're going to do is just continue to bring Kyle on as a co-host on every one of the ones that he selects. So you'll get an interview not only with me, but you'll get a chance to also talk with Kyle because he'll come on and co-host with me on those interviews.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. All right, guys. Again, thank you for listening to Hope with Jonathan podcast. And we're going to sign out. Guys, you guys stay safe out there. Take care of your kidneys, and God bless. Thanks again to Kidney Warrior merch for coming on Hope with Jonathan podcast. I really appreciate it. Thanks again, Kyle Hawkridge. I really appreciate you coming on, my friend. I appreciate everything that you're doing for the kidney community. Guys, again, kidneywarriormerch.com. You can share your story, submit your story with them, get a chance to be the Warrior of the Month. You're going to get a gift from Kidney Warrior merch. You're also going to get an opportunity to interview with Hope with Jonathan and share your story. Guys, again, you can find them at kidneywarriormerch.com, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok is where you can find them on social media. Also, I really appreciate everyone's feedback, support, all the commenting, all of the contacts, everyone that has reached out to us. We really feel like right now that Hope with Jonathan, collaborating with Kidney Warrior merch, that we're making an impact. Which again, you can also find my podcast. I'm also collaborating with Impact American Media, so you can also find my podcast there. But guys, listen. I really feel like right now that we are making an impact. We're sharing stories of hope. We're trying to give people hope, hence the name of the show, Hope with Jonathan. And, I really appreciate everyone helping out, sharing, and all of the feedback. It's much appreciated. So listen, guys, I want to tell you guys where you can find us at. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, okay, at Hope with Jonathan. We're also on YouTube, Hope with Jonathan. And you can find our podcast streaming on Spotify, Apple, pretty much anywhere that you can, listen to podcasts is where you can pretty much find us. We're on some other platforms as well.
But hey, if you made it to the end of this podcast, I really would love for you to comment on my post on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Say, hey, I listened to the podcast, and I really enjoyed it. Or hey, this is what maybe you could do better next time. Give us some feedback on the podcast. Let us know how we're doing. And also, if you're interested in all sharing your story, you can reach out to either Kidney Warrior Merch, or you can reach out to Hope with Jonathan. Guys, again, really appreciate it. And we'll be having some more interviews, so be on the lookout for Hope with Jonathan podcast. Appreciate all the love. You guys stay safe out there. Remember to love everyone. Take care of your kidneys. God bless you.